see all of this, right after this verse, after Genesis 1:31, where it declares it all to be very good and how it all fits back together in unity. Right after this verse is the seventh day. And that brings, again, everything together in unity under God's authority. As God created things through divine acts of separation, he does it ultimately to bring back unity. And we see, you start with this huge, broad statement in Genesis 1:1, and then we zoom in a little closer on the details of creation, right, through the different days. And then we move into the next section, Genesis 2:5 through 25, where we see this creation account zoom in one more time. And this time it zooms into, ultimately, day 6. Okay, so we're going to read this text. Okay, Genesis 2, we're going to pick up right where we left off in verse 5, where it says, "When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth, for the Lord God had not yet sent rain to water the earth, and there were no people to cultivate the soil. Instead, springs came up from the ground and watered all the land. And then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he placed the man he had made. The Lord God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground, trees that were beautiful and that produced delicious fruit. In the middle of the garden, he placed the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed from the land of Eden, watering the garden and then dividing into 4 branches. The first branch, called the Pishon, followed around the entire land of Havilah, where gold is found. The gold of that land is exceptionally pure. Aromatic resin and onyx stone are also found there. The second branch, called Gihon, flowed around the entire land of Cush. The third branch, called the Tigris, flowed east of the land of Asher. The fourth branch is called the Euphrates. The Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden to tend and watch over it. But the Lord God warned him, "You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat its fruit, you are sure to die." And then the Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him." So the Lord God formed from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky, and he brought them to the man to see